particular theme, and this one excerpt there is from Black Scholar.
Right.
Right. So I had my own little introduction into introducing like that specific excerpt in, and I would be okay, you know, this person, blah blah blah, this
Right.
volume, I'm naming out the person and the book and the specific book, and then I write about the excerpt. I take the exact excerpt and then I put the lines and the,
Mm-hmm.
everything like that, and I leave it there. Move on. Is that good to do, or it should be something that's like towards the end you apply your references?
All right, let me tell you. Like I said earlier, there's a method that we use here when we're writing essays for Caribbean civilization. We call it the peel method, right? Whenever it is that you're writing a point, we call it the peel method. The peel method works like this. P is for point. So let's say, for instance, the point that you're looking at is colorism. That's the P. So you say, a theme that is evident in the book, Lucille Matthew by Vereen Shepherd, is colorism. Yeah? Then it's E, meaning that you give an explanation. So you now define what colorism is according to some sort of Google, not even Google, but whatever it is, you want to say according to Wikipedia, according to Urban, no, according to some sort of decent that we can go on the book, right? That's the E, that's the first E. The third E is examples. You know, tell me when I'm reading the book, where exactly can we find these examples of colorism in the book, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're gonna say, oh, example of colorism that's visible in Lucille McNamara is in chapter 2, page 56, where Lucille's mother decided that Lucille could not have friends who were of the darker complexion. They were not invited at her home. That's me doing the third E. The second.
Right, I'm quoting that at the same time.
Mm-hmm. You're quoting it, or you can paraphrase. It's up to you. You understand me?
I have the option to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and I have to give you word to word. You can say, oh, when Lucille, and you just put in the bracket, cite it by telling us what page it's on. And then after you do that, now you do the L, which is the link. This is where you bring in the scholarly articles and so you can say, Karl Marx speaks about society in which there's a bourgeoisie and proletariat. And in our society, persons of the darker complexion are often seen as proletariats in comparison to those of the lighter complexion, which is bourgeoisie. That's not true. I'm just giving an example. Rihanna, your mic is unmuted, so watch where you say, baby girl. Missy, I could have paraphrased idea why my similarity looks so high. The reason why, if you're gonna run it through Turnitin, I'm gonna say to you from now, there's going to be a very strong possibility that you have something that everybody has, because guess what? What this year's theme or question did is that it kind of put you in one box. Yeah. What do I mean by that? Because they want you to showcase where Lucille is a rebel woman, there's certain points that students would draw for because these are strong points. So quite a few of you are going to look at feminism, you're going to look at male absenteeism, you're going to look at education, you're going to look at family life. Those are things that, you're going to look at Caribbean identity. These are the things that you're going to see in which Lucille come off as a rebel woman. It's not your fault. It's just that because they put you in a box, these are the points that you have to draw for. Last year, all they asked was to just show themes in the book that, and then I had students talking about colorism, I had students talking about racism, I had students talking about regional integration, I had students talking about classism, I had students talking about feminism, students talking about absenteeism. Every single thing coming in. Why? Because they allowed you to think outside the box. But this is when you kind of lock me in. You understand what I said, Mario? So I hope that the peel method had made it clear for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I think at the same time, the points the themes that are there, at the same time, Lucille, if you read the book, if anybody read the book, they'd see that Lucille did tackle these things. So, in a sense, she still is a rebel. I think all themes still apply. All themes still apply, right? Like, you're not going to say everybody have the same thing. That's a cause a bad grade.
Yeah, man. So, and listen to me, guys, be careful how you copy and paste if you're not citing well. So if it is that you're going to take out an exact quote out of the book, in Jesus' name, cite it well. And the reason why, I don't remember who said it, I'm going to look in the chat, but it looks like Abby. Oh Jesus, I've been never doing direct messaging, sorry. But the situation is why you guys would see a case where you have a lot of similarities is because you're quoting. And so the document that I sent you with the different quotes, so you know, it's a page 26, no for no copy and paste it and put it in your writing. And so in a way, you might just have the only thing that is similar there are your examples. It won't be your essays, just your examples. But nonetheless, no worry yourself. Yeah. All right. Run me through it. Is there a point? Is there somebody here who wants to cover a particular theme and don't know how to address it? Is there somebody there who wants to look at an example? This is what this particular session is for, guys. We're not going back over it. Lisa says she doesn't know how to conclude. I love that. Let me tell you how. You make a summary of all the points that you've done. Your conclusion is going to be your shortest paragraph. You're going to say, you're gonna babble a little. So you're gonna be like, Varian shepherds really brought the life of Muslim Matthew Mayer to the minds of university students and Caribbean people, because now we're more open and aware of the struggles and the sacrifices that women have. Okay, baby. Yeah, man, I understand. I'll read it. I really know. You know, that the sacrifices and the struggles that women went through to ensure that their name was in society. Things like that. You understand me? Then you say, and of course, as seen in my points, you list your points, it is a true reflection of Lucy Matthew Mayer as a rebel woman. And then, so you just have to bubble a little. It's not a lot, probably like 3-4 sentences. Then you give your personal idea of the book. I, for one, always say that I think this book was good to an extent, because I personally believe that because Varian is a feminist in her own way, the book was somewhat biased. You understand me? So everything is about, oh, Lucille was a strong woman, Lucille was a this, Lucille was a that. But we don't know for sure if Lucille did out here fancy, you know, you don't know, because how Varian make it sound is like Lucille was this superwoman. You understand me? And then certain things make you wonder, like, okay, if she's a superwoman, why is it that some of the things that she did teach the Seekalites was more about, you know, proper etiquette, things like that. So you need to be honest how you felt about the book. They can't grade you low for that because it's your honest opinion. If you believe that the book did not attract or grab your attention, say that. If you believe that the book did not bring forth the full vision of Lucy Matthew Mayer, say that. If you believe that the book did really well, say that. And that's it. That's how you end your conclusion. That's how you do your conclusion. Anybody else? All right. Miss, quick question. Should there be a bibliography at the end of Mayer? Yes, there should be, not a bibliography, there should be a reference page, which means that everything that you've quoted, everything that you've quoted in terms of when you're doing your scholarly articles and you quote a person who said something, you have to make reference. You have to make reference. That's what your reference thing is for. Also, if you sent me your book to read, I'm gonna tell you guys that it was campaign period, so I was a little bit busy this week. You can send me tonight. I may read through it, and you can send me tomorrow. You hear? And you can vote tomorrow too. And vote for me for youth president. All right. Yeah, website, persons, and the book. Yeah. How references should we use? How many? Oh, Adriel, your references are, remember when I tell you about a part about the scholarly articles, Adriel? That's your references. So remember, you know, Adriel, if you are, let's say you're talking about social stratification, and you'd say that Carl Brathwaite speaks about social stratification in the Caribbean, saying that we're still in the slave system, then the person, your reference in your reference sheet would be Brathwaite, Carl, everything. That's how you do your reference page. Also, somebody just remind me if you just look for your document and send in the group in regards to how to do your MLA format and your reference sheet. But yeah, so this we go vote, of course. You need at least 1 or 2 for each paragraph, Adriel. So 1 or 2 for each paragraph. All right. Anybody else? Let's see. Yeah, man. Any other question? Is there something that you'd like me to answer? Is there a theme that you'd like me to go through? Individual, where is that? It's on your RVLE. You didn't meet the 2,500? How much are they, Lisa? You're not at 2,500. Where are you? Where are you, hon? 19. No, Lisa. Lisa, we need to go through your essay to see why you're on 1900. If it is that you have 3 points, can you give me a cipher for scholar sources other than you willing? Yeah. Google, Anna, just Google, say scholars about XYZ and it will pop up. And then you have a 500-word introduction. Is that valid? It can be once it is that you have 500 for your 3 points, at least 500. Go ahead. Go ahead. Guys, you can unmute your mics and talk to me. As well as tell persons, I'm not sure how to tie in themes. Any other questions? Oh, let me look. Sorry, I didn't realize that the Zoom was, I never do, guys. I never send no one document. Let me see. Let me see the questions. I use politics as one of my themes, and I'm struggling a bit with the connection of it to her being a rebel woman. I don't feel like I've expounded on all points. Bye, hon. Martine, me no know how you use politics. I'd like to. If you're going to look at the fact in terms of politics and rebel woman, you can talk about the fact that at that point, women were not necessarily involved in, go answer your Tony, my bad. Women were not necessarily welcomed in the space of politics. In fact, if we're being honest, for Jamaica, we got our first female prime minister, 2007 or so. That's when we get Bush as a prime minister, 2007 or something like that. First female prime minister. So women were not welcomed in these particular fields. Whenever it is that political conversations were happening, women were expected to sit them out. You understand me, Martine? And you talk about the fact that Lucille decided that no, we need to have a say, which is why she had girls very focused and knowledgeable about current affairs, because she wanted girls to have a say. You understand me? And so that's what you think about it in terms of making a connection to her being a rebel woman. Tony, what do you mean by you don't know how to tie in the sources with the themes? All right, Tony, let's use one. Let's talk about feminism. And you had defined feminism and you've given examples of feminism. You can go back to one of the well-known feminists to say, I don't know, XYZ spoke about equal opportunity for men and women in society. That's how you'd go about making the sources. So let me give you an example. I'm trying to remember what that feminist is called, because I want to give you it full blown so you understand. You understand me? As a matter of fact, Tony, give me a theme that you used. Give me a theme you used, baby. Anything that you use, Tones. All right, beautiful. So I'm on the right path when we talk about I'm on the right path when we talk about feminism. Okay, good. So one of the best things to talk about feminism or use to define feminism would have been the liberal feminist. And one of the biggest liberal feminists is what's her name? Mary Wong. Her name is Mary something, but I go tell you exactly what her name is. Google her. Liberal feminist Mary. And that woman there. But forgive me, guys. I'm trying to find the. I don't know, but Google some liberal feminists. Her name was Mary something. I told somebody about it today. Hold on. I told somebody about it today. So let me Google it. Sorry to be taking up so long here. Regionalism is one that I normally don't tackle, you know, because it can be a little bit complicated when it's ready. Okay, good. All right, let me tell you what her name is. Her name is Astel. That's her name. She's Astel. And she wrote her thing in 2002. And basically, so let me go for it now for you, Tony. So you define what feminism is. You give examples of feminism. No, you give the point, which is feminism. You define feminism. You then give examples of feminism in the book. And then you talk about the fact that Astel in 2002, so after you do all of that, you say Astel in 2002 speaks about the equal opportunity for women and men in society, as the feminist that she is. I can go to an extent and say, as a matter of fact, the effect of feminism has become so high that we have created a form of feminism, which is called Marxist feminism, in which women believe that they could survive in a world without men. That is this type of empowerment that comes behind feminism. You understand me, Tony? That's how you do it. Font size is always size 12, double line spacing times New Roman, always. No matter which project you're doing here at UE, ensure that's what you have. Can you help me link in the team regionalism with being a rebel woman? I can try. I'm gonna try. I think that's what this one is. I'm gonna try. Let me think if I see somebody else. Let's see something in the group, and I wanted to see it. What is there? Let's talk about colorism after. What is it you want to talk about, the man? Meaning, what exactly about colorism? You want the examples, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's examples. I already have some there, what you can, like, you know.
Go ahead, I'm hearing you.
Nah, so I'd love to hear what you.
So you have the examples. Is it that
I
the
feel,
link you
I
want to
feel,
talk
but
about?
yeah, I would say for for colorism, I only really think that there's two that I can really say. There's a excerpt from page 61. I'm sorry, page 29, paragraph 2. It says, each section in the feminist press, June 1985, focuses on the different experiences of women based on their race, white, black, and mixed race, and class, elite, indentured, and poor white, free, black, and mixed, and unfree, black, and mixed. The feminist, is that the feminist press? I read the book, you know, but is that just the feminist press? Was that, I think that was something started by Mir?
I think some of them are by Mir, yes.
Is there anything else really other than that, in regards to like colorism tackling the book? I can see racism, but I didn't want to like use 2 points in one part.
But you can. That's the thing. You can though. Because at the end of the day, because of the similarity with colorism and racism, yes?
Right.
Because of that similarity. All right, let me, how best can I explain? A lot of time what ends up happening is that art for me, especially when I'm doing these sessions, persons do, we end up using the same examples.
So you're saying like in talking about one thing, you eventually end up talking about the other because it's so similar?
Huh?
You're saying that in talking about one, because the two themes kind of similar, in talking about one thing, you end up kind of talking about the next thing, so it's just best to include both of them.
Yeah. So if it is that you have other points that you can look at, right? Normally I do that. I don't know why, but I think it works best because guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to end up using some of the very same examples. Right. So normally what I do is this, yes? I define feminism. I talk about the fact that racism and colorism, racism/colorism are two solid points that are featured in the book, right? Hi, Jean-Pierre. And then what I do is that I talk about racism first. So I define racism, right? And then, so I define racism and then I give examples of racism and then I do this. Racism has actually created a watered down version, which is colorism. And then I define colorism and I give examples of colorism. Or I do this. I define racism, I give examples of racism, and then I use a scholarly article to talk about the fact that racism has created colorism. And then I go ahead and define colorism and give examples of colorism. Because normally you might have 1 point on colorism, 3 points on racism, but you want to tie them in together so that the teacher understands that you know as a student the connection between racism and colorism. You understand what I'm saying? You understand me, hon?
My bad, yeah. I was talking, I didn't. Yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from.
That's okay, man. All right, so guys, you want to know about male absenteeism? This is my
but one more question on the font size for the font size. I don't know why, but I never heard the same thing about it. Like, yeah, what size? And why should have headings like this is body, not body. You want to put body, but it's just like
No, you're writing an essay. No.
Right, so it's just continuing on and how the format is, you can see what it is, right? Okay.
Exactly. You're writing an essay. So it's just about sorry guys. My mommy messaged me and I have to make her know that I actually got home. Hey, I'm not line up parents different, you know. Parents are something else, man. If you go up on the radio and tell them name back to you, I don't know what to do.
That's crazy. I so for my thesis page, right? After I applied my thesis, I typed my thesis out and everything. I kind of just left that page alone and started everything else.
No, which page?
Keep everything on.
Watch me. You have your first page, which is like the page that they go give you if you fill out the information, yeah? Your second page, I think, is going to be, I think it's table of content, and your table of content is basically, no, you don't need no table of content, actually. But I think your second page is just like the first part of the page. No, the first page is the front page. Second page is the accountability statement, and then you head right into your essay. You're writing an essay.
Right, introduction, thesis, body, all that. Conclusion.
Yeah, so there's no break apart to say, oh, this is the introduction. These are the points. These are, you're writing an essay. And so you just start. Your introduction is one paragraph. You press enter if you go in at the next line. You start your body, next, second point, enter, third point, enter, conclusion. So there's no break apart. You're literally typing an essay to submit to your teacher. So no put no ball headed, none of them fart there. No bother with that because I'm going to lose marks because you guys will misunderstood it. That's why they say 2,500 words, you're writing an essay. A book report, not an essay. But you get
It's continuous. It's like it's okay.
Yeah, man. So
yeah, I just making sure because I get a lot of me a little bit confused.
That's okay.
Nah, paragraph enough indent.
Yeah.
It's an MLA format for like what 0.5, a inch, half inch, something like that. And so it's MLA format, paragraphs of an indent, a half inch in. Yeah, right?
What again?
I was saying it's an MLA format. The paragraph supposed to indent 0.5 inches in, something like that. It's supposed to indent the paragraphs.
You know, I don't know if I'm gonna be
No,
able
well,
to.
from what
Normally,
in
you just press enter. It's up to you. Well, hold on.
no, from what I hear, so it's supposed to be done in MLA format, and then I look up that, and that's what that was showing me. So, that the paragraphs for indent and everything. 1 inch, no matter here, 1 inch. You know.
Right. So the situation is that when you do go in a new paragraph, you have to press stop. Right? You hearing me? Hello? You hear me, Demario?
Oh, yes, miss, yes, miss. I thought you was talking to everybody.
Oh, no, man, I hear it too. I thought to do. All right, guys. Miss, can you talk a little on male absenteeism? I know it ties in. Our, male absenteeism is basically the absence of a male figure in a particular setting, right? And let me tell you how male absenteeism ties in. Lucille didn't have a father. You understand me? And so because she didn't have a father, she was raised by her mother, and she was raised in a household where women were actually the breadwinners. Women were the ones who were contributing to the lifestyle. Women were the ones who made the rules. Women were the ones who determined how the house run, everything. And it kind of influenced Lucille to change her idea, or to actually, the mindset that Lucille had was that women were the ones who were supposed to be in control. You understand me? Or women were capable of being in control, which was not necessarily the norm in her particular time. So she was already a rebel woman. Secondly, the fact that Lucille's husband died early. The house itself that Lucille lived in was one that was also female dominated. And in its own way, Lucille was the one who had to become the man, the woman, the breadwinner, the influencer, the educator, all of this, right? No. How do I explain this now? When the way you would explain it in terms of a scholarly article is that you would link the fact that there are many Caribbean sociologists that speaks about male absenteeism and how male absenteeism end up with women having no choice but to become the breadwinners. You understand me? And you had it in a way in which it kind of, we ended up with a lot of single parent family households because of male absenteeism. And male absenteeism is not just the father isn't there because he's workless, but it could be a fact that the father isn't there because he has to go overseas and work. But the situation is that it leaves a single parent household, and it kind of change the mindset of the children there to believe that women are the ones who should actually operate and work in the house. You understand me? Let me see. Let's see. Right. How far back can let me bring this up. How far back? Your sources can come from all the way, and I want to say 1999 or 1990s. You can even talk about something that come all the way from 1980s. And then you talk about things that are happening now, things that are current. All right, so no indent on paragraphs. Yes, indent on paragraphs. Is it necessary to define the themes? Yes, it is necessary to define the themes. Good night, Nicolene. I hope you're okay. Nicolene, oh, this was from earlier today. Nicolene, I hope you're okay here. Let's see. I'm looking at the last set of questions because I plan to get some rest. Not the paragraph. Yes. How would you recommend using globalization as a theme? To be very frank, I wouldn't recommend you using globalization as a theme, because what exactly would you say about it? That's what I want to know, Jean. And I'm not saying it's not a good theme. I'm just saying that it's a very difficult theme to tackle. What if you have sources from the 1960s? It depends what theme is it that you have sources from. Yes, Tony, beautiful. because you can put it in historical context to make the comparison of education then and education now. That's beautiful too. Anybody else? No, Lisa. Well, technically one paragraph, but a paragraph is not 5 sentences. A paragraph is normally could be split into 2. You understand me? All right. Any other question, pumpkins? All right then. Themes related to rebel woman, feminism, male absenteeism, colonial education, Caribbean identity. That's a good one. I did education. I'm not sure. I did feminism. I did colonization is a good one as well. I wouldn't say colorism because it has nothing to do with a rebel woman, but if you mix colorism and racism together, yeah, man. Tony, you want to change it, Tony? We have till tomorrow, man. You can change regionalism, and the reason why I push for it is sometimes the topic there is a little bit too much, but you can still use it if you want to. Tomorrow is today. Yeah, man, Tony, don't worry yourself. You're fine. You'll be fine. You have until the end of the evening. Anybody else? The words adding up. All right, Lisa, you're moving from 1900. We feel like you're going to reach at least 2,200, 2,300. So relax yourself, Lisa. Any other questions? Come through my side. Isn't it due 11 a.m.? That's odd. I've never heard of a book report due 11 a.m. Every single time they do the same thing. Every single time your lecturers do the same thing. You hear? They end up putting on the table that it's due 11 a.m. And then when everybody rush for submit, then come out with this letter. Oh, it's actually due 11 p.m. But do what you guys have to do. You guys have 12 hours or 24 hours. It's up to you guys. Any other questions?
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes, good night. So I'm trying to finish off talking about the theme of racism, and I'm trying to iterate more on how Dr. Mayer combated. I'm trying to iterate on how he showed herself as a rebel woman by combating against racism, and I talked about her working as a diplomat, she working as a historian, but I'm having trouble trying to expound on it. So I don't know, could you probably talk about more about how she did that? Yeah.
So remind me of that theme again. I loved what you were saying to me, but tell me your theme so I can better answer your question.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
I said I would like you to remind me of your question and the theme that you're looking at.
Right. So I'm looking at racism, and I'm trying to finish reiterating on it on how Dr. Mayer combated against racism, how she displayed herself as a woman.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to expound more on how exactly she showed herself as being a rebel woman, how she displayed all the elements, and how she displayed, let's say.
Also, you want examples.
Yeah.
You want examples.
Yeah.
Is it that you didn't see any in the document I sent out?
No, I know I have the examples, it's just that I'm trying to expound more on it, like trying to
you want to know. All right, let me tell you. What I can say to you is that when it comes down to racism, racism was not just present in terms of how persons treated her, but racism was actually very present in how they were educated. And, you know, one of the parts of it that I actually admired was the fact that she brought forth the realness of the how slaves were treated. Of how slaves were treated during during slavery. You understand me? And so that was her way of bashing this idea that Black people did not go through a lot just to satisfy white people's conscience. You understand me? Not only that, but Lucille brought forth this awareness of and I know you guys might say, how is this racism? But the fact is, the meat of the matter is that Black persons are treated very badly. And then there's Black women, and that's another cup of tea. You understand me? But I really want to understand what you're saying, but I feel like because I'm not, I might have to use your, I might have to use your, I might have to use, I have to see what you're writing so I can jump in and answer. Yes, you know, so probably when you show me what you're writing, I could probably look into it, right? Can you speak on Caribbean identity afterwards, please? Yeah, where especially when Lucy became a rebel woman was that we had our own identity as a Caribbean people, but the way we were educated, it is as if we had to reflect what was happening over the UK. But what Lucille did is that she gave light in terms of who we are as a people, our struggles, what we were going through, which is why she encouraged us equalize to always keep abreast current affairs, especially what was happening in the Caribbean. It was why she allowed the girls to participate in strikes and all these things that were happening on the university space, because guess what? She wanted to ensure that women and Caribbean people on a whole knew about themselves. And not only that, when you talk about the fact that she made it clear in St. Lucia that, listen, enslaved people went through a lot more than that. Stop lily-whitting, because guess what? We need to know the reason why we're so resilient today. We need to understand the reason why we are so proud and we're full of this rich culture is because of all the harshness that we went through before. And then it's not just Caribbean identity, but the Caribbean woman identity, in which a lot of times because before I read books by Vereen Shepherd herself, the person who wrote Lucy Matamere, I didn't know that women played a big part in revolutions and rebellions as slaves. In fact, I really thought all they did was lay down and demand and fight, because of that we see in the movies and so. But these were the persons who were writing the messages. These were the persons who were doing the poisoning. These were the persons who were ensuring that look here, man, the way how women did it, we create an identity for ourselves. And the fact that when Lucille was overseas during her time of getting education, there was such a necessity for them to understand that, listen, they're powerful, and they were moving from this space where UK, like England, had such a hold over them, and they understood that, listen, we're now our own people, and so we must identify as such. So that's how you look at Caribbean identity, and of course the links or the examples are in the document. The famous person that I mentioned, she was it Atoy? What was her name? I think it was actually, but let me look. Guys, tonight is the last night of campaigning. So if you see me a little bit all over the place, Astell baby, Astell. Astell. The reason why I'm a little bit all over the place, guys, I really want to get some last minute votes, but that's the name, Astell. All right, any other questions before we go? And remember, guys, between Tajanel, that's such a beautiful name. There was a document that I sent in both the Caribbean civilization groups with different examples for the different points found in the book. Yeah. Demario, you're such a gem, you know. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Demario. So I see the foreign number when I saw your American number, I know. I really thought you were one of those on point tutorial things. And so like when I saw you talking to the group, I was like, this on point man, I got con cause problem. But then I realized you're an actual student, and I was like so happy. But yeah, man, I hear it like so far you're one of the good persons. I think you're a smart one. I really think you are. And I'm saying, Kay, it's okay for you to use the 1995. It's fine. Yes, Tajani will be the analysis. Big man, Meds man, the Mario. Yeah, man, guys. So by 11:30, Auntie Omi going to send off some messages for voting. So I might have to leave it. You guys can pay me. All right. All right. Anything else? Anybody else? Oh, guys, you're welcome. Hello, me hope you know all right and get. Oh, sorry, not waiting room. But I hope you guys understand any. And let me say, guys, you can. I would. All right, here what. Let me say it from now, guys. Don't message me yet. Message me after 12. You see, because I have just half an hour left to send out messages. So don't message me yet. Cause guess what? If you message me now, I might not see it at the moment, but if you message me after, may get to see it. So thank you so much, guys. So message me after 12, no message me now, because we might skip you over. And like I said, guys, if you guys haven't supported a candidate as well as yet for president, you can support me. You can tell your friends to support me. You can message me for the details, not now. You understand me? And we go from there. But come on, let's keep in touch. Take care of yourself. And all the best, guys. You're gonna get good grades. You just have to make sure you put the thing up on the paper and let them know so that is what you guys are up to. Yeah. But love and light, guys. Love and light. And yeah, man, definitely. Oh, bye, Nicolene. Thank you, guys. And just make sure do no schoolwork, submit it, and do nothing. You hear? Don't be, oh my Lord, don't submit 2 days after. Submit as soon as possible. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great night. And remember to walk the Wilson way when you're voting. All right. Demario, remember to message me after 12, Demario. You hear? Demario, the Miami have plans. Miami have business. So make sure message me after 12. All right. Bye, guys, and be safe. You hear? All right. Night, night.